Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Uncanny X-Men number 132 in facsimile from 1980 in Marvel Comics. The X-Men enter the 1980s as the second act of the Dark Phoenix saga begins. The team's defining crucible commences with an assault on the Hellfire Club. Hoping to get to the bottom of the club's machinations in Chicago, they infiltrate the group's New York headquarters, only to find themselves anticipated. The X-Men walk through the front door and the brainwashed Jean Grey is taken by Mastermind, who turns the erstwhile Marvel Girl into the club's Black Queen. With Jean on their side, Cyclops is immediately taken off the board, and the rest of the X-Men are routed. Colossus and Storm are clobbered by Sebastian Shaw, Nightcrawler choked out by Franklin Pierce, and Wolverine sent hurtling into the sewers by Harry Leland. Once again, we see the all-new, all-different team on the receiving end of a violent beating. The defining sensation of this span of comics is seeing a team of underdogs get repeatedly kicked. The end of the issue, however, promises a change of fortune, featuring arguably the most famous last page in the series' history. As it turns out, Wolverine was harder to kill than they anticipated. He reaches a hand out of the surging waters and growls the immortal refrain, "Okay, suckers, you've taken your best shot. Now it's my turn." As strange as it may seem in hindsight, Wolverine did not start out a fan favorite and spent much of his early career on the team on the brink of being cut from the roster. That ended here with this precise sequence as the creators figured out how to make people care about the gruff loner who frankly wasn't always very useful prior to this. He was the underdog among the underdogs, the scrappy brawler whose greatest power was that he just wouldn't stay down. Sometimes, as it turned out, that was enough to save the day. It would be difficult to argue that the Dark Phoenix saga didn't represent a leveling up for a book that had spent the previous 5 years charting a course from bi-monthly obscurity to consolidating success. And if the Dark Phoenix saga was the crux of the entire Claremont run, then this specific issue and sequence would be the crux of the Dark Phoenix saga. Nothing could ever be the same again.